Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, everybody, to a Sunday morning edition of the Uneeda Horror Podcast. We've got Nick. I need to
How's
move
it
up
going?
here. It's going. It's going. It's a lovely. The weather's nice by me. It's like a crisp 68, 69. No wind. How is it in
Nice.
how is it by you?
I was actually going to show you guys really quick. So let me give you guys a peek at Ohio.
Now let's see it.
Snow. You
Mm,
probably can't see it that well, but yep, it is snowing. I've probably got a half inch of snow on the ground already. So
Jesus Christ.
yep, and it's our first snow of the year, so it wasted no time accumulating. So yeah.
Mm. Before we get started, dude, I wanted to show you. So we did a little shopping yesterday.
Ah,
I picked up. I haven't seen this yet. This M Night Shyamalan movie, Old.
oh yes.
I've actually heard a lot of people say it was terrible,
So
but
have I.
I kind of like M Night. Like he's kind of my boy. I grew up with him, so like he can't really do too much wrong for me. I mean, he's made some movies I don't love, but like I'll never not give him a shot.
Yeah, I'm gonna see it too. I heard conflicting things about it, honestly, but I feel like every M. Night Shyamalan movie is that way. Like every single
Yeah,
one. You know, the only one I think that people walked away from happy with everyone was like Signs. And even then, some people complain about the water being the weakness of the aliens. But
I liked Signs. I like The Village.
all the village pissed me off with the twist, man. Pissed me off.
I liked that movie. I thought that that was a cool movie. The cast was great. I did not really care for Lady in the Water. I actually rewatched that a few days ago, and I was like, it's okay, but like, I feel like there's a little bit of burnout here. He was cranking out bangers. Science is great too. Science scared the hell out of me as a kid.
Oh yeah.
I thought
I'll
the
never
one,
forget the what is it? Is it like a birthday party or something, and they look out the window and you get their first shot of the alien just like walking across like the alleyway or whatever. That shit was
Vominos children, Vominos.
yeah.
He's talking to the TV. What's his name? The Joker. He was great in that.
Joaquin, yeah, Phoenix.
Joaquin. Oh, he was brilliant in that movie. Uh,
Yes.
So another movie I got yesterday. Actually, this came in the mail, but one of my favorite Stallone movies, Cobra. This is an legitimately a slasher movie. It's an
Yep.
action slasher movie, really good. This is an interesting little pickup. So there's a place called Second and Charles. It's kind of like a.
I got
It's
one
like
in
a.
my town. I know exactly what you're talking about.
So I was do I use what I usually do because I don't know everything and I never claim to know everything. So what I'll do is when I go shopping there, I'll Instagram live it and I'll have people kind of say, "Hey, grab that thing, grab that thing." Well, this movie got brought up when I came across it called Lady in White. This is from 1988. And they were like, "Dude, grab that. That's completely out of print by on Scream Factory. That movie's going for a lot of money." And this is the Anchor Bay. No, this is the Elite DVD release of it. And this is from I don't know 1990, probably 1997 or 8 DVD release, maybe a little bit or older than that, maybe 99 2000. I can't find the date when this release came out, but people were like, "Dude, that's a great movie," and it's shrink wrapped. So I got brand new this movie called Lady in White, and it has an 18.95 price tag on it, but the guy rang me up for $6, so that was cool.
Yeah, I was gonna say Second and Charles is really freaking cool, man. The only issue I have with Second and Charles is I feel like some of the stuff is kind of pricey for reselling
Oh
items,
yeah,
but they have some cool stuff, man.
and then let's see. I'm a magazine whore. So we got Horror Hound yesterday, Halloween
Mhm.
Kills on the cover of that. I got a. I'm gonna say I got a prescription for them from that. I got a subscription. Dark Side magazine, Hammer issue. Can't go wrong with that. Scream magazine. This is a UK magazine that they import to Books a Million, and it's got all kinds of cool Arrow video stuff overseas that I can see about. Rue Morgue has Jack Frost on the front, the
Oh,
horror
nice.
movie. I love Jack Frost.
Mhm.
And then I got my Fangoria. They weren't going to be in stores, but they started being in stores. Now I canceled my subscription to them because I messaged them. I was like, "Hey, cancel my subscription. You guys are in stores. Let me just get the movie. I'm going to get the magazines at Books a Million." They're like, "Okay, cool." But the one that they put out this year, it said Halloween kills and kills and kills,
Yeah.
and it had a cool shot of Michael. But it's fine because I got my cool horror hound, so that's got my Michael on it. So,
I want to get
uh,
the Total Film Scream one. I believe is
yeah,
that on shelves yet? I know that
not. No, I looked for it yesterday. I didn't see it. I'm sure it will eventually be. I think that's a. Is that a UK magazine too? I think it's a.
Total Film.
I think I don't know. I don't know. I just know that mine showed up for Halloween weeks and weeks after everybody else got it, which is kind of what happens with those UK ones. Maybe it's just because there was a lot of pre-orders for it because the horror fans all bought them up or something. But
Yeah.
I did get Total Films at not Books a Million Sec Barnes and Nobles. I get confused with these damn bookstores, so they're gonna get it, and I'm gonna grab the Scream one. But the home run has got to be that Jack Frost one. That is so cool.
Oh yeah.
All right.
So Christian's rocking the H2O shirt. I've got the Trick or Treat Safety shirt with Michael Myers Babysitter's Guide underneath my hoodie, but it's snowing here, so bundled up. So what's the occasion? Why are you wearing the H2O shirt?
Well, I wanted to ask real quick. Do you have anything else? Do you have anything preliminary before we get started, or you just ready to get right into it?
I am ready to get into it, but I'm excited for this. I think people are going to be surprised because if you just take a look at my screen and look behind me, you're going to think you know a lot of my answers. And I was going through it last night in my head, and I was like, "Wow, I actually think I'm going to surprise some people here." So I'm ready
All
to
right.
go, man.
All right. Well, let me explain to everybody what's going on. Maybe the title of this is going to be called, franchise face off. M- um, Jason versus Michael, entry versus entry. This is what's going on. So on the Chris Jericho podcast, he does this thing where he'll take two albums from bands that he really likes, and for instance, he did Van Halen's 1984 versus 5150, and they were albums that came out right next to each other, and they had the same number of tracks, I think. And what he did was he would take the track one from the first out from 84 and then track one from 5150, and him and his buddies would say which of the track is the better track from the albums. And so some would pick some from 84 while others would pick some from 5150 with each entry, and it would cause for good back and forth. So I said to myself, you know what? Halloween now has 12 entries, and Friday the 13th has 12 entries. Obviously, Halloween will have another entry next year, but I figured, why not do the franchise face-off where we take Friday the 13th versus Halloween, Friday 2 versus Halloween 2, Friday 3 versus Halloween 3, and go down and see which ones we would pick between the two. So that's what we're doing. So this will probably be one that I should probably premiere on the channel so people can play
Yeah,
along with
the
us.
discussion. Yeah,
So are you ready?
I am ready.
All right. I've got the tally right here to write down. Um, Number one, 1980s Friday the 13th versus 1978's Halloween. You can elaborate your pick as much as you'd like. Um, I'll let you go first. Friday the 13th versus Halloween.
Well, this one's kind of simple. This is one of the easier ones for me because I think most Friday fans even agree that Friday the 13th, while it is a great movie, it's not their favorite. So, and most Halloween fans can look at Halloween and say, well, the original Halloween is the best one. So, yeah, it was easy for me. It's Halloween. And I don't really need to like tell you guys, everybody knows, most of you are probably like, oh, wow, Nick picked Halloween. I'm shocked. It won't be like that the whole way through, though. I can promise you that. But yeah, I'm going with Halloween. I enjoy Friday. Don't get me wrong. I mean, if I'm gonna in the summertime, I'm always gonna watch Friday Part One, like always. But it's Halloween for me.
I would have to agree. Simply just on imitation alone. I mean, this movie was made because of Halloween, so right there, it kind of makes it somewhat inferior just on that basis. I think. Um, I love the original Friday the 13th. That movie has grown and grown and grown and grown and grown and grown on me over the years, remarkably. It's now my third favorite, I think. Um, but look, man, I'd be a fool not to pick Halloween. I think. I mean, if somebody picks Friday the 13th just because they simply like it more, amen. But I'm kind of judging this on a few things, I guess: quality, originality, and just rewatch value. Rewatch value is a big one for me on this rankings, on this comparison. So
Same here. That's probably going to be the thing that stands out the most for me is which one would I rather watch if given the
yeah.
two. So
All right. So far it's Halloween taking the lead. Next, Friday the 13th Part 2. The body count continues versus Halloween 2. Make sure I got these taglines right.
the nightmare isn't over.
The nightmare isn't over.
Yes.
More of
More
the
of the
night
night
he
he came
came.
home.
Yeah. Uh, I don't know my pick yet.
Okay, so I'll come in and I'll say this one's easy as well. Friday Part Two. Um, I enjoy Halloween 2 a lot. I really do, and I feel like 2018 and Kills kind of taking away the brother sister storyline has made me appreciate 2 a little bit more because I kind of miss that. That's what I grew up on. Laurie and Michael being siblings, obviously. So as much as I do like Halloween 2, Friday Part 2 was just, I mean, it's the introduction to Jason. Um, you got Sackhead Jason. He's a freaking beast. Um, I feel like, I just feel like Friday Part 2, while maybe, I don't know, I would actually say it's probably a better made movie too, if I'm being honest with myself. That's hard though, because Halloween 2 is a quality made film, but purely on, and this might be blasphemous, but purely on rewatchability, it's Friday Part 2 because I can't lie, dude. There's probably been 2 or 3 times in my life where I've been watching Halloween 2 and you get into the second act of the movie when it's just a lot of like the hospital corridors and nothing going on. I've fallen asleep before. Because although I love the first act and the third act of Halloween 2, but I feel like that middle act can drag at times. And I don't really think you get that with Friday Part 2. So
Yeah.
I'm going Part 2, Friday Part 2.
God, I hate to sound like a like an echo chamber to you, but I think I gotta agree. I'm just thinking about how I place these films. I think Halloween 2 is my number 3 overall, and Friday Part 2 is my number 2 overall. So just that alone makes me want to pick Friday 2. But damn man, I love Dick Warlock a lot. Um, son of a bitch.
Yeah, it's not this one. I said it was easy. It wasn't entirely easy. This was one of the ones I did think about a little bit.
Man. Yeah, I'll just stick with Friday 2. There's a part of me saying, no, dude, you really love Halloween 2. Just go with that. But Friday 2 is unstoppable. I love Friday 2. I'll stick with Friday 2. So now we're moving on to Halloween 3, Season of the Witch versus Friday the 13th, Part 3. You want me to just go first?
Yeah, you go.
Halloween 3.
Yeah, this is hard, man. This is really hard because Friday 3 is probably my favorite Friday movie. It's so fun, but Halloween 3, man, that it's just a little engine that could. And I feel like blasphemous, but I think I'm going to take Friday Part 3. I really do. I think I'm going to take Part 3, Friday 13th, just because I don't know, man. It's nostalgia, I think. I really think that's it. It's either one of these films. I love both of the movies. I'd watch either one of them at the drop of a hat. But
Yeah.
and just for some controversy, Christian picks Halloween 3. I'll pick Friday 3.
It sucks. It more so just sucks having to pick between these two. Really, all of these, because you know,
Yeah, you don't want to feel
I
like you're dissing one of the movies because you're not. But it's like compared to I don't know the I don't know the alternative. You're just kind of like, ah, man.
so far you have 2 Fridays and one Halloween, and I've got 2 Halloweens and one Friday.
Hmm.
Okay, here we go. Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers versus Friday the 13th, The Final Chapter.
Man, dude, again, this is gonna surprise a lot of people. I'm going the final chapter. Um,
Mm,
Halloween 4 is awesome. Don't let anybody tell you that movie is not awesome because it is awesome. Uh, dude, I don't like what do you have to say? You know, like Danielle Harris, George P. Wilbur, Donald Pleasance, Ellie Cornell. The movie's awesome. Um, but the final chapter is like
It's
that's
God
like
tier.
yeah, that's on another tier. I mean, that is like Jason and Friday the 13th doing everything right, like at its best. So yeah, final chapter for me.
If if uh if Return of Michael Myers would have went up against almost any other Friday the 13th movie, it wouldn't even be a question. I'd be like, oh,
Yeah.
dude, Return of Michael Myers, because I love that one so much. But unfortunately, like I actually think that the final chapter is probably one of the best slasher movies ever made. I haven't seen every slasher movie, so I know it's a bold statement to make. I've seen a lot of them. God knows I've seen a lot of them, and some really bad ones. But I think that the final chapter is one of the best ones ever made, pound for pound. So yeah, sorry, Mikey, but Ted White's in that movie, and Corey Feldman and Crispin Glover, and every character in that movie is great. But then again, it's like son of a bitch. I love the characters in four. Bo Starr, I love the sheriff. It's one of the
Oh,
most
dude.
like relatable, sensible sheriffs. He listens to Loomis. He tells the kids to go home. He does everything right in that
Hmm.
movie. So it's so freaking difficult.
Unpopular opinion. Charles Cyphers is my least favorite sheriff in the Halloween franchise, aside from
Dude,
the dude in 2018
he's
and Kills.
he's trash. Cyphers was
Yes,
trash. Why did
he
he
is.
keep like Loomis is like, I didn't let the guy out, but he keeps going, you let him out. He didn't let him out. He broke out
No.
of prison. He broke out of the mental ward, you stupid son of a bitch.
Yeah.
you know?
And it's like, and even more unpopular opinion, Brad Dourif is my favorite sheriff in the Halloween franchise. He in Rob Zombie's two movies, he's like one of the, especially in the remake, he's like the highlight for me. Him and Scout, like I just for and Malcolm, I love Bo Starr like as well. You know, it's I feel like you've got tiers, and like it's no disrespect to Charles Cyphers, but like he is just above the sheriff from Halloween 2018, Halloween Kills, like barely, because even Cyphers like at least he kind of tries a little bit. Whereas the sheriff in Halloween 2018 is like, what are we going to do? Cancel Halloween? Like, at least Cyphers is like, all right, I'll go look for this dude. I don't necessarily believe you, but I'll go look for the dude.
It's so funny because the sheriff of Haddonfield in Halloween Kills reminds me of like kind of like the dickhead mayor of the town, that small hick town in Texas Chainsaw 3D, the cowboy hat wearing, like, hey, I just want what's best for me kind of thing.
Scott Eastwood, that,
I
yeah.
think those guys would get along. They should meet up.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
these people and these damn killers, man. Let's just have a good time. Yeah,
Hmm. What
I
are we going
love
to do? Cancel
we got
Halloween?
I love Texas Chainsaw 3D, of how ridiculous that movie is. You remember that part where he's
Commentary.
like, oh, you remember
We got
that?
to do
Just
the
really quick.
commentary.
You remember that part where he sees him in the middle of town, where that one the son swindles Alexandria to buy like the expensive charcoal. Every
Yep.
time I watched that, I would have been like, I was like, dude, if that was me, he was like, yeah, you don't want that stuff. Now this stuff right here gives some real hellfire. I'd have been like, yeah, if it was me in the movie, I would have been her. I've been like, yeah, guess what, buddy? That's like $18.95 a bag. You buying, bitch? I'm getting a $6 bag. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Like, anyway. But remember when the sheriff dad comes up, he's like, I tell you, I love his proposition. This is how you negotiate. He goes, I tell you what, that whole big house you got, I'll take it off your hands for free. Oh my God. What a
Really?
deal for free.
Oh, man.
Oh God, I love it.
Yes.
I love
Yes.
that movie. It does not deserve any kind of award, but it's just pure entertainment. I eat up 3D.
Yeah. We'll do a
I
commentary on that movie.
I love shitty sheriffs and mayors of towns. I love them. I love them. It's like the most comforting trope in a movie to me. Like the sheriff that doesn't give a shit. I love it.
One of the best parts of that movie is okay, I'm going to go on the hunt through this house with you on FaceTime. I'm going to FaceTime
In
you.
1990, really
Yes.
supposed to be like 1990.
Yes.
Which that's not the fault of the writers. Adam Marcus actually talked about that. He was like, dude, they just wanted to make the movie normal, and so they just figured fuck logic. Like that's
Yeah.
seriously what the producers did. Like fuck logic.
And Daddario was like 45, but she looks great for like
She looks
45.
great.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right, here we go. Friday the 13th, Part 5, A New Beginning versus Halloween 5, The Return of Michael Myers. Do you want me to go first on this, or?
You go first.
It's not as easy as it would appear for me. I ultimately will go with A New Beginning, simply because that movie is, really has so much of what I love about slasher films. But it's not an easy pick. I love Halloween 5. I love the laundry chute scene in that movie is fantastic. I love the look of Myers in that film. I like the music in that film a lot. I like Tina a lot. They're really not too dissimilar. Just one is way more sleazier, but they both have funny characters in it, silly characters. Um, I think I've said this before. I think there's a really good film in Halloween 5 if somebody could get all that footage again and do a little reshaping, no pun intended. Um, but ultimately, I have to judge the film and what we got. I'll go at New Beginning.
So this won't surprise a lot of people, and that's totally fine. I will say right off the top, Roy Burns deserves more respect. Okay. I don't care that it's not technically Jason. If that is your reason for not liking part 5, I feel like, I mean, to each their own, but I feel like that's not reason enough to not like a movie. Um, and Deborah makes this harder than you would think, for sure. But it's Halloween 5 for me. And I mean, I've gotten into it. I've gone into it before. It's the first Halloween movie I ever saw. So, like, the nostalgia there is like just completely clouds my judgment. Um, but I love Halloween 5. I enjoy both movies quite a bit. We're still not at a point, I feel like, in either franchise at this point where the movies are kind of like, I really don't want to watch this. Like, no, I have a
Uh-huh.
blast with both of these movies. So
Okay.
we're not Leprechaun in space yet. I mean, we're not there.
This
You know, I've
next
never
one, I'm gonna
I've
go
never seen
ahead.
that movie, by the way.
Oh, Leprechaun Space is awesome. I mean, Jason X, I think, is the creme de la creme of the space movies, but Leprechaun in Space is damn good. It's a really good movie. It's funny. There's still beautiful women in that film. They managed to squeeze that in.
Yeah.
um, Warwick Davis is lovely. I really am only not a big fan of the Hood movies. Leprechaun in the Hood is okay. Actually, I like Back to the Hood more than the Hood, but they're really nowhere near as good as I think they should be in terms of comedy and funny. Leprechaun Returns, the one that came out from Sci-Fi a few years ago, was damn good, and it's basically, Halloween 2018 started the trend of retconning straight for the original. Well, that's what Leprechaun Returns was, and it was so good. I mean, Leprechaun was disgusting in that one. He was funny, bloody. It was a sci-fi movie too, and it was so
Yeah.
bloody. But they put that on Blu-ray. You can get that for like $9. But um, yeah, I love the Leprechaun movies. But what I was gonna say was, I'm gonna lie. So we're at part 6 now, and like this is no BS. Like this is probably gonna be the toughest one for me. So we got Halloween 6. Halloween 6, Halloween: The Curse of Michael Myers. I guess we should do the theatrical cut in
Yes.
this versus Friday the 13th, Part 6, Jason Lives. And I really have not decided yet.
Well, so maybe I can sway you one way or another, but I'm just going to say, with all the Halloween Curse of Michael Myers shit you own, you better not let me down on this one. Um, I'm going Curse. I'm going Curse, and it's Jason Lives is awesome. Like it is awesome. I had way more fun with this movie when I rewatched him a few months ago than I ever remembered having with it. But Curse of Michael Myers, as Christian has put it to me before, Michael is Satan in this movie. Like there's a few movies in this franchise where Michael Myers is Satan, and it's like The
Mm-hmm.
Curse of Michael Myers, Kills, and Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, where I feel like he's just
Right.
like the devil. And
Right.
Wilbur does a great job. The atmosphere is the best fall atmosphere in the entire Halloween franchise, like hands down. There hasn't been a movie that's matched it yet.
Right.
And the kills are awesome. John Strode, man, Bradford English, love him so much. Um,
Isn't it funny that Bradford English, like, he's got two last names?
yes.
What's
I
his
like
first name?
I like Marianne Hagan too as Kara. I really thought she did a good job. I haven't seen her in a lot of stuff, but damn, I think she did well in this. And dude, I'm tired of people disrespecting Paul Rudd. Okay, Paul Rudd was given a script to be this damaged, quirky weirdo, and he nailed it. Nailed it. So I'm going Curse, and I'll take that to my damn grave.
I always like that. You remember the part of the movie where again, we talk about Halloween's supposed to retcon, but they remind you of every single entry, which it's not part of the actual story. So I get that it's okay, but like a lot of people are like, "Hey, why are you making me remember all these extra films?" It's like, did they actually take the window thing a little bit from? Remember in part 6, this son of a bitch in the second story has a full body window from foot to head that he
Yep.
stands in front of, and they're like, "Yeah, that old Tommy Doyle guy." I'll never forget my brother when my brother laughs, he gets the high pitched hyena laugh. Like I kind of get it too. And I'll never forget the one time me and Trey are watching Halloween Curse, and they get to the part where the girlfriend of the long haired brother that lives in the Strode house, the Strode boy, and he's like, they're riding in the car and they're like, yeah, that weird Tommy Doyle kid across the street. All he does is stare out and look at me all night. And the camera shows him just standing in front of this massive window, just staring. And it's the funniest thing ever because he's just right in front of the window, just standing there. My brother's like, he's not even being a half a bit subtle, just standing in front of this massive ass window, staring at him. Um, Based on rewatch value alone, I've got to go with Mikey. Part
Yeah.
6 is one of my favorites. You basically said everything, but damn it, I love Jason Lives. Jason Lives was one I didn't watch it a whole lot when I got into the movies, and so I was just never a massive fan of this one. But I don't know, about a year and a half ago, I was like, dude, why do I not watch part 6? Let me just watch part 6 again. And so I was watching part 6. I was like, dude, this is fun. Like, what was my problem? I don't understand it. And I actually like it now a lot because it is a breath of fresh air and it feels very unique to the rest of them. A little bit of a lighter shade of gray, which it's a part 6. I actually think that was perfect step to make. So, it's tough, man. But Halloween 6 is I could, if I throw it on right now, it's gonna feel like October 9th in my house again. I
Yeah.
mean, I'll feel like, where's all my Halloween decorations at? Why'd we take them down? That's
Yeah.
the power of that film. You can't overstate that. So I gotta
One
go
thing I
based on
want to know
Mikey.
how it made it through the final cut, and I'm sorry, ever since I was a child, it's like so awkward and cringy in Halloween 6. I don't understand why this was not taken out. When Kara, they get to the school and she's looking at the photos that her son had drawn, and she's like talking about it, and you've got her brother standing behind her, and he goes, huh, huh, I think it's cool.
That's my favorite. Dude, that's my favorite part.
I'm like, what the hell, man? Like, it honestly, like, I don't know.
It's the '90s. It's the
I
Simpsons
know.
era. It's Mad TV, just silly.
It's like he doesn't sound like that at all at any other point in the movie, but that one point, it's like he's a totally different person.
Well, I think that. Well, no. Well, I think that was probably his Beavis and Butthead impression. Like honestly, like, but not. It's like a not too on the nose Beavis and Butthead thing. Like I think he was being silly. There's no way he approached that line seriously. He
I
he
hope
was doing
so.
like oh yeah. There's no way that was legitimate. He
Oh
was
yeah,
like
because he
Beavis and
lays it on
Butthead, and
thick. He's like, huh, huh.
you see what I'm saying. And I think they did like, if I had to bet money, I would say, hey, can you give me like a Beavis and Butthead thing, but not too on the nose because I don't want to get that's MTV. So let's kind of that's what that had to have been. Like honestly, because there's no way in hell that was his genuine reaction.
I don't know. Joe Chappelle was like, great.
I don't think he gave a shit. All right,
No.
coming up
Where are
next, we
we at
have
right now with the tally?
let's see. I have one, two, three Halloweens against one, two, three Friday. It's 3-3 for me right now.
It's three
You've
and three
got
for me.
one, two, three. Yeah, 3-3 for you. Coming up next is another difficult one. Friday the 13th, Part 7, The New Blood against Halloween H2O 20 years later.
Oh goodness. Do you want me to take it?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So y this one was actually one of the hardest ones for me. And a lot of people know I'm not the biggest fan of H2O. I did go back and rewatch it a few weeks ago in October, and I had a good time with it. I really did. See, Friday's Part 7, it tries a lot of really cool, like, new things, and it tries to kinda carve out its own path and its own place in the franchise, and I'll always respect it for that, and I don't enjoy the very ending, but I do enjoy the kinda Carrie versus Jason, like, face-off type thing. That was really cool. But if I'm going solely on being objective here, Halloween H2O is a far better film. Like, just made better, acted better. Um, Jamie Lee Curtis, it's her best performance in the entire Halloween franchise. Even if, I don't prefer this movie to some of the other ones, dude, she kicks ass in this movie. There's no denying it. Even with the 90210 cast, even with a bunch of terrible masks, aside from the Part 6 mask at the very beginning. And even though we didn't get to see Joseph Gordon-Levitt get that ice skate through his face, I'm going to go H2O. I'm going to go H2O just based off of objectivity.
Yeah, that it's a tough one. I don't know, man. I think I got to go New Blood. Even though I love both of these movies, I love H2O. I love Kane Hodder. This movie is so. It's got my favorite non-Jason character, Bad News Cruz. I love it. I really do love New Blood. It's tough. They both really sit around the same spot in my rankings for the two. Totally with you. H2O is a Steve Miner film. Great director. Love Jamie Lee in this movie, but I love the weird characters. I love the bad girl, the mean girl in this one. I love the cute girl, the ugly duckling, as it were. Even though she's not ugly, she's just great titties in this movie.
Yes.
Sue me. Jason, dude. I mean, Kane Hodder is Jason in this movie is probably one of the best of the series. So it's tough, man. But I got because of Bad News Cruise, I love him so much. I've got to sway to the New Blood. Very tough though. I mean, it's this close, but I wanted to
I'll
say
admit.
H2O. I'm wearing an H2O shirt, but I
Yeah.
love the New Blood. I love the New Blood. Again, if H2O had gone up against the majority of the other ones, I probably would have picked. I don't know. I say that. I don't know. It's tough. It's tough, dude. I don't want to have to pick between the two.
I'm surprised because I know you really do like H2O. Like, I know you really like that movie. I thought you were going to go H2O.
I know. It's so close. I could swap as soon as we're done recording this, but I just think about how much I love the New Blood, and I think about how I can watch these movies way more throughout the year because I don't feel the I don't know the word I'm looking for. I don't feel the need to space out the Halloween movies more often for myself because it's February and it's I don't know. There's a Friday every week kind of thing, so I'm always like, "Fuck yeah, let's watch some Jason." No, but
Yeah.
really, I just love the New Blood. I really do. God, man, it's so good. It's so funny. I love the kills, even though they're, you know. I'll go New Blood. It's tough. I'm gonna stick with the New Blood. This one reminds me of Nintendo so much, like the old Nintendo, because the Jason game for Nintendo has this Jason on the cover with the axe and so many great memories. I love the southern. They filmed this in the south, so like the campground and the woods themselves look like southern woods. I just recognize the stuff. I feel a homey touch to this one that I love. So I gotta go New Blood. It's tough, but I gotta go New Blood.
I respect it.
All right. uh, coming up next is Halloween Resurrection, which was a very fun movie to watch when we did it on the show.
Yes.
Versus Friday the 13th, Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. New York has a new problem.
Easy. Jason Takes Vancouver. I just, I mean, if you guys are regular listeners or watchers of us, you know that we did have a really fun time when we watched Resurrection. Like, because it's just a movie that you can like laugh at and you cannot take very seriously because you know what you're getting yourself into. But I just imagine what it would have been like to be a Halloween fan going to see that movie in theaters and expecting a follow up to H2O, like, you know, in that
Right.
same vein, and walking away and being like, what the hell was that? Yeah, Resurrection is just, it's not a good movie. It's really not. I don't know how Rick Rosenthal directed Halloween 2 and then directed this. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, Jason Takes Manhattan, absolutely, and Twice on Sundays. I wish, really, one of my only complaints is with Jason Takes Manhattan. A lot of people have so many complaints about this movie, and like, I have a fun time with it, and I've literally talked to you about my issues, and it's just like twofold. It's the MPAA butchering some of the kills and not really getting like that lava rock or whatever the hell it is through that dude's chest. I needed to see that just disgusting, just handled absolutely disgustingly, and we didn't. Um, and the very end in the sewer with Jason turning into a little kid, like, I get it, it's just really weird. Um, but aside from that, dude, it's so fun. Like, it's really fun, and yeah, it's easily Jason Takes Manhattan for me.
Oh yeah, without question, it's Jason for me as well. Jason Takes Manhattan, but dude, I still, again, if you're gonna watch Resurrection, if you watch it with buddies where you can have a good time and laugh at it, it's hard to beat a Resurrection watch along. But I have so much love for Jason Takes Manhattan. It's the end of the '80s. It's the end of the Paramount. I get so many fuzzy feelings watching that movie. I love it. I mean, it's just like the bookend. After this, it's a totally different like universe. I just love this movie. I love Kane in this movie. I love the Vancouver streets, the little bit of New York we get, and Darkest Side of the Night is one of my all-time favorite songs. So it would be criminal not to pick Jason Takes Manhattan. Without question, it's Jason Takes Manhattan. So let's see where we're at right now. You have all right. Let's see. We have done 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and you have 1, 2, 3, 4 Halloweens, and so that means you have 4. It's 4-4. I have 1, 2, 3. It's 3, and I have 5. So I'm leaning more Friday right now, and you're leaning more Halloween.
No, I'm 4-4, so I am tied.
You're tied. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Yeah, I'm leaning more Friday. So coming up next is where things get really interesting. Jason Goes to Hell versus Rob Zombie's Halloween. I'll take it on
So
this one if you want me
yeah,
to.
you go. You go. Do it.
Jason Goes to Hell.
I knew you were gonna do it.
I just, dude, the more that time goes by, I like part 2. Rob's movie just leaps and bounds more than his first one. Like I don't even want to watch his first one that much anymore. I just want to go to 2. I'll watch
No,
the first one, have a great time, but I just want to go to 2 for God's sakes.
I completely understand that. I'm the same way. That was the only Halloween movie I didn't watch this past October. Was Rob's first movie. Um, it's hard because this was my first Halloween theater experience. This was the year after I started collecting Halloween. I started in 2006. And
Right?
obviously, this film was in production. So I was hyped, man. I followed the production of this movie. I couldn't wait. I was there opening day. Um, and I just had such a fun time. And as time has gone on, it has drastically like gone lower on my list. Like in the Halloween franchise, I think that it's in the bottom, bottom fourth of this franchise for me. But dude, I just I have to go Rob's Halloween because really
Mm.
just for that second half. Um, as much as there are redeeming qualities about Jason Goes to Hell, we've talked about this before. I don't hate the movie. Um, but like that second half of Rob Zombie's Halloween, Malcolm McDowell is awesome. Scout is awesome. Danielle is awesome. Tyler Maine's a beast. Like Brad Dourif is awesome. I
Yeah, he
just
is.
I got to go Rob's Halloween. But like I said, this is one of the harder ones for me because I think like being objective, neither one of these movies is a great movie. So I mean,
Oh,
it's
I
hard.
take great offense to that. I take great offense to that. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I'm
But
kidding.
yeah, I'm going to go Rob's Halloween. Um, Maybe over time, Jason Goes to Hell will grow on me more because, as I said, this movie has Rob Zombie's Halloween was probably in my top 5 after I saw it for the first time, and now it's like I think 10 for me. So, but yeah, that's my stance on it.
All right. So I'm starting to lean more Friday and you're starting to really lean more Halloween. This is bullshit. I'm just gonna tell you right now. The fact that we have to put my Jason X up against Rob's Halloween 2. I want to pick Jason X just in protest, but I can't do it, so I may as well just get it out. Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. But dude, honestly, like, what a shitty way to line those up.
I
I
agree
mean,
because I really wanted to pick Jason X up against. If you put Jason X up against like H2O, um, Halloween, there's a few that you put him up against. I'm taking Jason X, but yeah, I can't take it over Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. No matter how much enjoyment I find in Jason X, it's just Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 is god tier.
it is.
And Jason X is god tier in its own way for how just absolutely batshit and fun it is.
Right.
But it's just, yeah, Rob's Halloween 2 is probably, in my opinion, and I'll get lambasted for this, it's probably like a top 10 slasher of all time for me. Like, it's that good. I really think it is.
Yeah, I would be hard pressed to argue it. I'm starting to find people reach out to me now and they're like, "Yeah, dude, I really like Rob's Halloween too." I'm just like, you know what, man? Like, I understand if look, I don't need to convince people to like it. It's just hear me out, kind of thing. Just hear me out. Like, I try to even when I rank the films, and I had Halloween 2 so up high. I'm just like, look, I just want you guys to hear me out. Don't just dismiss that I picked this movie. So this is why, and I explained it. And people aren't all gonna see it that way, but I still I would say show me a better performance in that entire franchise that's better than Brad Dourif. Show me, I'm waiting. Show me the better performance in that franchise.
Shit, even Scout in that movie.
Oh, without
Like,
question,
you know,
without question. Um, I don't know. I was just like, dude, how many movies have we had by this point? And they finally do something different with Doctor Loomis. Yeah, thank you. What do you think doctors do when when they get in positions like that? They try to profit. You know, we've already had Doctor Loomis with Donald Pleasance. Give me something else. Like, so I just love it. I love it. It's a breath of fresh air.
it's interesting too because I have the same thing. You know, people message me on Instagram or they'll comment on a video, you know, from a year ago, 2 years ago, 6 years ago, and they're like, I've come around, you know, to this movie. I really love this movie now. I think part of the reason why people are starting to appreciate it more is because of 2018 and Kills. Like, I really do. I think that some people that were expecting to be, you know, have the doors blown off of them with 2018 and Kills and then were underwhelmed are going back and watching some of these movies and being like, wow, maybe this was better than I thought. Maybe like this new direction was better than the direction we're getting now. So thank you, Halloween 2018, for making people appreciate Rob Zombie's Halloween too.
I know that a lot of people, including myself, they watched Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. They watched it very on the surface. They didn't really digest what he was putting in this movie. And I loved it the first time I saw it from just a brutal horror movie. But I was like, damn, no, wait, this is really depicting the mental, like, just downfall of a human being and all these weird dream sequences. This is a painting this is painting a portrait of her going into madness. This isn't like for nothing. Like, I get it now. Like, I get it. She's losing her mind. That's why she's dreaming of being in this glass casket, and she's dreaming of all these weird visions. She's losing sanity. Like, it makes sense to me now, and that's why it's different. I love that it's not only different from the franchise, it's different from his own part one. So just nothing but love for that movie.
Yep. Yeah. This was Rob Zombie's true Halloween vision. That's another problem that people have with it is that they go into it expecting a Halloween Michael Myers movie. And
Right.
it's like, don't go in expecting the formula. like just go in open minded and have a blast. So yeah,
Right.
I love it.
All right, here we go. We've got Freddy versus Jason
Mm.
versus Halloween 2018.
You know what, man? This one is this one's disappointing because I just personally don't like Freddy versus Jason, and we've talked about that. I don't like it. I just think it's a piss poor excuse for a versus movie against two iconic killers, man. I feel like it should have been so much better to get those two on screen together. And it's just, part of that's Ronnie Yu. I mean, there's just a lot of it. But at the same time, Halloween 2018 is such a retread of like so many things we've seen. And like, so it's almost like both of these movies left a really bad taste in my mouth. But like, one of them was like piss and one of them was like poop. And you know, if I can say, and Halloween 2018 is the piss. And if you're asking most people which taste would you rather have in your mouth, like if you had to choose, so I'm gonna go 2018, but I'm just gonna say that this one was hard because I didn't want to pick either one of these movies. Like I really didn't want to. It's not to say Halloween 2018 is so much more competently made than Freddy versus Jason. Never mistake that. The problem was that it was so on the nose and like unoriginal that it's just like, do I need this? Like, but since it's a better movie objectively, there's some better performances, and James Jude Courtney and the score are badass. I'll go 2018 by default, which is a shame because this was England's last performance up to this point, at least, as Krueger, and he deserved a better send off than that if that was going to be a send off. So.
Yeah, you spelled it out pretty good. Um, I don't give a shit. I'm going Freddy versus Jason
Oh my god!
because hold on, no, seriously, I'm not trolling.
I believe it.
Everybody gives me hell when I ranked the Fridays, when I ranked the nightmares. FVJ came in low naturally for me, but I'm not a big fan of Halloween 2018. This one was second to last, I think, on my Halloween ranking as well because I was just like, I've seen this movie already. Oh, they're not brother and sister. Okay, cool. Why don't you just change the color of her shirt while you're at it? Um, you're right. It's a better made film, I guess. It was, but number one, Freddy versus Jason has Freddy in it, and I'll take Freddy over Michael any day. It's Robert Englund. He's still fantastic. Still fantastic. I don't care if the movie's that great. Robert, like I've said, Robert is always money. And the music from the motion picture soundtrack is killer for Freddy versus Jason. I
It
mean,
is.
Il Nino, Seven Dust, sick soundtrack. So finally, for all you people that give me crap about dissing Freddy versus Jason and having it low, dude, how can you have Freddy versus Jason this low? I'm picking Freddy versus Jason. Genuinely, because if I had to watch one tomorrow, I'm going FVJ all day. I
You
really
guys,
am.
you guys peer pressured Christian, and you social media bullied him, and now he's caving and picking Freddy versus Jason.
I'm caving, but I would have picked Halloween Kills over Freddy versus Jason. I would have picked Kills over Freddy versus
I
Jason.
want to say to all the people that like Freddy versus Jason, I can have fun with it. I can. But and I'm not going to go on a laundry list of what I don't like about it. It should be fairly obvious to anybody that watches it. I agree. Robert is awesome in the movie. Robert's always awesome. Even my least favorite nightmare film, Freddy's Dead, he's still fun in the movie. So it's like,
Great
he's
graphics.
he's not going to give a bad performance. I mean, I knew what I was getting into 5 minutes into that movie with. I'll get you my pretty in your little soul too. Yeah,
Your
like
little soul too.
I knew. But
Did you notice that Baby Freddy's got his Santa hat on?
oh no way!
I bought a bunch of
You're
Santa hats
early.
yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
but I get
oh,
it.
I did. I saw it on Instagram actually. I think that you put the Santa hat on him and posted a picture, right?
No, not yet.
You didn't? Okay.
No,
You post Baby Freddy in
I'll probably
some
do that
new
today.
light every week. So I'm like, okay, we Christmas him up. But
Hmm.
yeah, I mean, Freddy vs. Jason is fun, but I got to be honest with myself here. These are opinions though, so you had to know that by the time we got to the end of this list, I would lean more Halloween. Christian would lean more Friday.
Yeah. This one's not so easy, but we'll wrap it up here. This has been fun. The last one, Friday the 13th, 2009 versus Halloween Kills.
This isn't easier for you?
It's not really easy. I'm leaning one way more than the other, but I want to hear what you say first because it may sway me.
Okay, so Trent, um, he does a great job for the character that he's supposed to be. And I was surprised. I want to say really quick, I ended up liking him at the end of You season 3. And like I
So
did not
good.
think I was gonna like this guy. And I
So
liked
good.
him. He is a great actor. He
Good
really is.
show, people. You
Yeah.
is a really good show. Well
Mhm.
written. All the talented writers are doing series now, limited event series, or they all went to Netflix. All the good writers went to Netflix.
Yep.
Damn
I'm
it.
excited for season 4. But so Friday the 13th, 2009, the first 15 minutes are probably better than like anything you get in Halloween Kills. Like if I'm being totally honest, that is just probably better than anything in Kills. But everything else, I think Kills is better. Aside from the middle portion in the hospital, that can kind of get a little weird tonally, and some of the dialogue is trash. But there's some bad dialogue in uh, Friday's remake as well. Um, I'm gonna go Kills, but I'll say this: it is solely because Michael is Satan. Um, the kills are awesome. The score again is awesome. The first act and the third act are really fun. There's some great callbacks. Friday the 13th, I feel like as the movie goes on, not just the 15 minutes after the opening, but as the movie goes on, it loses more and more steam as it goes on. And when you get to like the climax of a movie, you should be like, let's go. And in Friday 2009, it's almost like you get to the climax and you're kind of like, okay, like let's wrap it up. Kills didn't feel that way the first time I watched it. Although I did have my issues with the ending, but I felt like it ramped up well enough to where I was interested to see how it was going to end, and I kind of
Mm-hmm.
had questions. So I'm going to go Kills, but it isn't a landslide, believe it or not. I mean, and I'm not the biggest fan of Friday 2009, but it's not a bad movie. But I'm going to go Kills.
You make a good argument. Like I still haven't picked. I want to be. I want to say, part of me is like, dude, you love Friday. Go with the remake because Derek Mears is so awesome. But damn it, I love James Jude.
Put it
God,
down to
man,
this: who's better as the titular character? Is Mears better as Jason or as
it's it,
Courtney?
it's not really that easy
I
because
know.
if I could see more from Derek, I could say. But then again, like, dude, he was a. I think about who I would be more scared of if I was in a room with one of them, and without question, it would be Derek because he's legitimately a monster.
Yes.
Michael, I could at least like for a minute, before he
Bob
get
and
me,
weave.
but that's not really fair either because that's hearsay and that's
Okay, here's a question for you. To
it's
make
this
your
is really difficult. I
I
mean, it
know,
really
but
is.
in an effort to try to make this decision easier for you, is there a character in Friday the 13th, 2009 that you like more than Lonnie or Karen in Halloween Kills? That you care about more than either one of those characters? I would say the answer is no. You don't get enough character development with any of them.
Part of me is like no, but part of me is like, oh, without question, it's Padalecki. But I love
Yes.
Padalecki, not necessarily because of his character, but I love him.
Yeah, for sure. No, I
No, for real
agree.
though, that's what makes this so weird. It's like, where do I draw a certain line? Do I draw the line and take personal feelings like out of it? Damn it! This
Is
is
there a
probably the most
moment
difficult choice.
Is there a moment in Friday the 13th, 2009 that affected you as much as the moment that Cameron gets his neck snapped?
Yes, yes, yes. I will say yes to that. And when the girl was burning in a sleeping
Oh,
bag over
yes,
the
you're right. Yeah,
fire,
that is fucking awesome. Yeah.
I gotta go Friday.
God, because I know I shouldn't have asked that question. You wouldn't have thought of the sleeping bag. Damn it.
I gotta go Friday. because of that. I mean, that's probably one of the greatest
It,
moments.
it's my
And
favorite kill in the series.
yeah, it's easily top 5 to me. It could be my number 1 as well.
Damn it. I'm
It's
such an
very
idiot.
tough, but you swayed me to Friday.
I unintentionally swayed you. Shit.
All
I
right.
thought I was presenting a case for the opposite. Oh,
All right.
so what do you have? I think I have 8-4 Halloween. And the guys, let me just say really quick. Yes, I am biased. I'm a Halloween fan, but notice the first 8 entries, I went back and forth. It was 4-4. Why did things change so drastically at the end here? The New Line era. The New Line era just does not have the same feel or enjoyment for me as the Paramount years for a Friday. It just doesn't. It's just not the same. The only one that has some of that nostalgia and enjoyability for me is Jason X, because I loved that movie as a kid. And then obviously, I saw all these later Halloween films in theaters, and I have some fond memories of them. But yeah, man, I was fair. I was fair for the first 8 movies. I was half and half because there are some damn good Friday movies. There really are. But I feel like once you get to the New Line era, I definitely think that the argument can be had the other way. But that's my opinion. But I just want to say before anybody attacks me for being the Halloween fan and having Halloween win.
We were both 8-4.
Yep.
Both 8-4. You Halloween, I leaned Friday. Dude, that last one was close. That last one was damn close. And it's funny that when you brought up that point, I was like, I don't know.
If
Like
I
it,
wouldn't have said it, you probably would have been like, I'm just going to go kills, whatever. Like, recency bias be damned, or not be damned, but, recency bias maybe would have won out at the end of the day. But I kept fucking talking and
I was
ruined
gonna,
it.
yeah. I initially was thinking, Kills has some really good stuff in it. Um, I may be suffering from a tad bit of burnout on it. I watched it a number of times,
Same.
but Friday, I do love that movie. I agree that it shifts down gears throughout the film, but I think that the first, the opening scene of that remake is probably some of the best in the entire franchise. So
And we can't
it's
lie. I mean, you mentioned it with part 7. I got to give credit where credit is due. Although I think some of the dialogue at times in this is bad with it, there are some great boobs in
oh
Friday
yeah.
the 13th, 2009.
It's tough, dude. And nostalgia, like, dude, I was coming into my adulthood right at that time too. So like that movie, it was so great to see that movie at 18, 19 years old, and really feel like, oh, this is my Friday the 13th. Okay, like there's a lot of that too. But dude, that girl getting burned, hung over a fire, Jesus Christ.
But the one thing I'll say to that though is that is at the beginning of the movie, and when you see that, you're like, dude, Jason
Is a
is the
demon,
devil
yeah.
in this movie, but he doesn't entirely live up. He never exceeds that point, and it's like when you set the stage like that, like, dude, this guy in this movie, and then it's like you have cool kills throughout, but nothing is
But
as visceral as that
they
again.
top loaded. They top loaded
Yeah.
it. I get that, but still, it's in the movie.
It is. It is. I
It's
mean,
in the
like I
movie.
said, I'll give respect. That's my favorite Friday the 13th kill. When I remember seeing that for the first time, I was uncomfortable watching
Oh,
that. I was
dude,
like, oh my God.
because you think you compare that to some of the stuff in Kills, like it's close, like ripping Lonnie's or breaking Lonnie's kid's neck, awesome. It's very close. It's very, very, very close. Um, and when he's putting all the knives in the guy's back, you know. But then I think of like, there's also those moments where, you know, where Jason hauls ass in that movie, and it's like,
He's
holy
just running.
sh!
Yeah.
Oh, dude, when he sees the weed guy, the Sister Christian
Hmm.
listening, and he sees him, he's like, oh my god, and he takes off, and you just see Jason go, oh my god, that's terrifying. Both of those guys are juggernauts. They're juggernauts. So
I never understood why people, when this movie came out, there was like a faction of people that complained about Jason running so much. And I'm like, this isn't the first time Jason's run. Like,
Well, I think they just get so accustomed to Kane Hodder and the last seven, how many entries, the last 5, 6 entries, he just walked. So people are always going to bitch and complain, like we've talked about. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. But I like that they mixed. It was a mixture between 1 through 4, basically.
yeah,
Um,
I'd like to see Michael run every now and then. Shit, I wouldn't even care. I think it'd be funny.
it would be funny. Um,
He kind of does in part 6 when they're going down that like tunnel right before he pushes the doctor's face through the bars.
he's
If
got
you
pep. He's got
Yeah,
pep
if
in
you
his
watch that
step.
scene, he's kind of like, shit, he's getting away from me. He's definitely speed walking.
Yeah, yeah. All right, that was fun, man. It was. We both came in 8-4. I leaned way more. What Halloween did I pick? Halloween 3, Curse of Mikey,
The original.
Rob's Halloween 2, and the original.
So is
So
that like
yeah.
your that's like your top 4 Halloween movies? I think so, right? Or no, H2O is in there too. I think
No,
that
I
would
didn't
be.
pick. I didn't pick
I know,
H2O.
but I know H2O is in your top 5, right?
No, no. H2O was pretty low. Relative. No, it was middle of the pack. It was middle of the pack. I like I said, I think Halloween 4 is my number 5, but the reason it didn't make it in because it had to go against Final Chapter.
Yeah.
78's number 2 in my ranking. Halloween 3 is number 1 in my ranking. Curse of Mikey, I think, is 6 in my ranking. Um, but again, it's relative to who it's going up against. And Rob's Halloween 2 is number 4 in my ranking. So the majority, there were relatively high entries that made it, but it's all relative to what I'm comparing it to. And Curse of Michael Myers is an interesting one because it's like, dude, on no level should I have that movie beating anything and and a lot of stuff, but it's, I just love it so much because of all the eccentricities and the mood and the feel of that movie, and
I just thought
it's
of
got that
something.
weird X factor. you know
I had a lot of fun doing this, and I wouldn't want to double dip too much with the same franchises, but I would be interested to do one of these. And since this is premiering, people let us know in the chat if this is something you would think would be cool, because I think this would be hard for Christian. 2 series that have 9 movies, if you include Freddy versus Jason as a Nightmare movie. We could, for sake of argument with this, Nightmare versus Saw. You love both franchises. They both have 9 entries.
hmm
I think that could be cool.
I'd do that. I would do that all day long.
I
uh
wonder if it'd be a little lopsided because I know
no, it
like
wouldn't. It wouldn't,
it
because
wouldn't.
I tell you, it wouldn't, because Saw 5 is my second favorite in the entire series. Saw 6 is in top 3 or 4 for me. That'd be actually very difficult. It'd be very difficult. I would love to do that. If people were into that, I'll totally do it.
Yeah, I
Totally
think
do
that'd
it.
be cool. I think that'd be really cool. And I
Yeah.
honestly, I'm trying to think about it right now, like just like surface level, what would I do? And I'm like, this is difficult because Saw 3 is my favorite Saw film, and it would be going up against Dream Warriors. So
Dude,
I'm,
Saw 3 is my favorite too. That actually be that would almost be not fun for me to
yeah,
do.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that'd be blasphemous. People would be like, what? So that would be fun. I'd like that. I would like to do like have a almost like a separate area of the podcast where we do franchise showdowns every now and then. I think that'd be cool, and I think that allows for a lot of discussion too. Um, that'd be a fun one to
Yeah.
tackle.
Well, I want to give the people what they want. So if they enjoyed this, damn right, we'll do more of them.
That's
So,
right.
but we knocked out. We're in a small period of time where both of these franchises have 12 entries. So I figured, I'm gonna borrow from Chris Jericho and do the picking one between the other, the franchise face off, I guess I'll call it. I've already got a cool idea for a thumbnail. I'm gonna do the thing where it's like nothing but fire behind. It's like a big wall of fire, and it's gonna be like Michael and Jason looking at each other. I'm trying to figure out which Michael do you want. I'll let you pick the Michael that's on the front to represent, like, the pre-fight thing where they show like the fighters and then they
Yeah.
got the stats and stuff. You can pick the Michael. I'll pick the Jason for the cover art for the thumbnail.
Kills.
You want the
Kills.
kills, Michael?
Well, because I think that would work so well with the fire background too.
That is fine. I'm trying to figure out the name of this episode. Obviously, if you're watching this already, you've already seen that I determined it. I'm thinking I need to just make sure in the thumbnail I do like I make sure people understand it's like 12 movies, entry versus entry, you know, something
I
like
think
that. But
something cool like along the
Halloween versus
lines of
Friday
like
the 13th franchise face off.
franchise face off, Michael versus Jason, entry by entry,
Yeah,
something along
something like
those
that.
lines.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. I'll make sure the thumbnail's pimp. But this was
And we,
fun.
yeah, we just recorded this morning too, guys. So by the time you're watching it, it's fresh, man.
Yeah. Oh, Sunday morning.
Yeah.
Got a lot of shit to do today. I gotta go to Lowe's. I gotta get
Still
a
snowing. I got like an
yeah.
inch of snow on the ground right now. Still snowing.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard that the Midwest was supposed to have a pretty bad winter this year. So looking forward to that.
I actually thought I was gonna have more Halloweens, dude. I can't believe I only had 4.
I'm going to tell you, I thought Kills was going to beat out 2009 even before we started this. I had in my mind you were going to go 7-5. Friday was going to win, but the only one I was wrong on was Kills. I thought Kills was going to I knew the other ones would, cuz I knew, like, I know you well enough to go, okay, it was going to be Jason Goes to Hell versus Rob's Halloween. Although he has nostalgia for Rob's Halloween, he's just going to immediately think Jason Goes Straight to Hell, and he's going to pick Jason Goes to Hell. Like, so, like, I had you figured out pretty good aside from Kills. That surprised me. But
And you swayed me.
yeah, I know it's my damn fault. So
All right, people. We've it's a pretty decent length episode. We're at an hour and 7 right now. Maybe a little bit shorter because I had to do a small little edit, but very fun. This was fun. I'm sure Nick had a good time. Nick, any closing thoughts to the people?
now, man, had fun as always. We'll be back at it in a few days, recording next week's episode. Don't know what it'll be, but sound off in the comments or the live chat if you guys haven't already on the idea for Saw versus Nightmare or just any future franchise throwdowns. And I'm just going to plug really quick, Christian obviously is going to put all of our stuff down at the bottom there, but check out my channel, The Lost River Drive-In, if you haven't already. And I'm looking forward to Spider-Man No Way Home's trailer on Tuesday. I'm just going to say that. I know this isn't the platform for it, but whatever.
No, that's all good. Yeah, Spider-Man, that's cool.
Tobey Maguire, bro, he's coming back. I'm telling you guys right now, it's happening. In 2 days, you'll have your confirmation. So
Nice. I wouldn't mind checking out Toby again.
I know. I feel like that'll be a movie you'll check out if it's confirmed he's in it. I was like, Christian will probably watch it because like we grew up with Tobey Maguire, man. So
I love Spider-Man 1. I saw that in theaters maybe like probably like 4 or 5 times. I loved that movie so much.
well, then you'll be happy to know that it's actually already been confirmed that Willem Dafoe is back as the Green Goblin from the very first Spider-Man. He's back in this movie.
How good was he? Do you know how much I sacrificed?
Yeah.
That scared the shit out of me as a kid when he
Yep.
did that. And dude, that movie is so good.
That's what I'm saying. Willem Dafoe and Tobey Maguire are going to be enough to make Christian and myself watch a Marvel movie because I'm not a Marvel guy. I'm not like, but you tell me Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield are coming back. All right, I'll be there. On top of that, Christian keeps saying I need to watch Dune, guys. So
yeah, it's really good. I need Nick to watch Dune and Zombie because I've told Nick
I am watching Zombie tomorrow night, and I'm going to do a video on my channel. I want to let you know that, Christian. I was texting you about this, and for anybody else interested, I've had people comment and say, "Why don't you watch more Fulci, dude? Like, like expand your taste." And I'm like, Christian keeps telling me. So tomorrow night, I'm going to do what Piz does in a sense when he watches the Dollar Tree challenge, where he'll show like clips of him watching the movie and him reacting, and then a review. I'm going to do the same thing because Christian has told me the gore in this movie is like disgusting. So I want some like raw reaction there. And so yeah, tomorrow night I'll be watching Zombie and I'll put up a video afterward.
Good. I want to do. There's so much meat on the bone there, and I might get Lauren to come on and do an episode with us for that because he knows a lot about Fulci and his life, and Fulci was looked at as like a joke in America for such a long time. His movies didn't really get appreciated till years later in America by the masses. But we could talk more about that later. It's a really interesting story with him, but he's one of the greatest. So all right, let's end it. Let me get this edited so I can have it ready for today. Nick, it's been real. another episode. Technically, this is episode 22. I'm such a dumbass because I misnumbered one of the episodes. So episode 20, quote unquote, which was supposed to be Return of the Living Dead, was actually episode 21, which somebody pointed out to me. I was like, oh shit.
That'll be a fun little trivia factoid when we get to episode 100, guys. Always remember that little bit of
Yeah.
trivia.
All right, everybody. Thank you for enjoying the You Need a Horror podcast, and we'll see you guys sooner rather than later. Y'all have a great rest of your day. Take it
See?
easy. This has been a production of the You Need a Horror podcast. You need it, we got it. Thank you for listening.